Hello there, Mr. Ranga. My name is Andika Putra Biansyah, and I will be doing the listening project. There will be a three story. The first story is a first note with 7 keywords. The title of the story is The Gentleman Who Set a Tiger Free. The first note is the tiger, a deceiver tiger that was trapped in a wooden cage. The tiger promised the man not to eat him, but after being freed by the man, the tiger instead lied to the man and tried to eat him. Then the gentleman, an honest man who has led a soft and sheltered life. The man is tricked by the tiger and he agrees to the tiger's bargain about asking for fairness and uh, decides to do it to save himself from the tiger. Then, fair and fairness, the main theme of the story. The man said that the tiger was unfair, and the tiger said that it was just the natural order. And then there's a great tree, a tree that had roots like ropes and branches like umbrellas. The tree disagreed with the man's opinion about fairness. And then there's an old buffalo, a buffalo that has given milk all his life, but was fed with scraps and used like a machine. The buffalo also disagreed with the man. And the road also disagreed with the man. It said that no one has ever said thank you to the road for being walked. Then the last keyword, the jackal. The last character of the story, the jackal is cunning and able to save the man by tricking the tiger. Then this note, the first part of the story is the man setting the tiger free from a trap. The tiger broke his promise to not eat the man after getting out of the trap, and the man pleaded for his life, saying that the tiger was being unfair to him. The tiger decided to order the man to ask 3 others about his unfairness. If one of them said that the tiger was being unfair, then the man will be free. Then the middle part of the story is the man asking a great tree, an old buffalo, and the road about the unfairness of what the tiger did to him. All of them disagreed with the man, saying that there was no fairness in their lives. Then the last part of the story is the jackal saving the man's life by tricking the tiger. The jackal asked the tiger how the tiger got caught in a trap. The tiger went to the wooden cage where he was trapped to demonstrate how he got caught. But the jackal instead closed the cage, trapping the tiger. The man was saved from the tiger's wrath, and the story ended. Then the second notes with 6 keywords. The title of the story is The Man Who Will Be King of the Apes. Then the first keyword, Wei, the main character of the story. A poor woodcutter was mistaken by the apes as their king during his time wandering deeper into a forest. Wei played along with the apes and acted as their king. But as time went by, Wei could not keep his facade and decided to take the gold the apes gave to him and ran away. Then the second keyword, Mei. Wei's wife, she was hoping that Wei could bring anything valuable home. She was happy when Wei came back from the apes with gold coins. Then the apes, a group of apes living in the forest, the apes believed that Wei was their king and they worshipped him. The apes had many valuable goods such as gold coin, golden goblets, and diamond ring. And the king of the apes thinking that Wei is their king, brought the king to an ancient abandoned palace overgrown with vines and gave him a wonky golden crown. The apes believed that Wei was their ancestor and they gave him a lot of presents. Then there's Jin, Wei's neighbor. He asked Wei about how Wei can get so rich. Wei told him about the apes and Jin decided to try what Wei had experienced. Wei tried to impersonate the king of the apes, but he failed. Then the last notes, apes question to Wei. There were 5 questions that the apes asked to Wei. The first question is who took the last banana? The second is it polite to swing and burp at the same time? The third question, why does the great forefather need to sleep in the bed and not in the tree? The fourth question, why does he refuse to eat even when the most delicious ants and termites? And then the last question, why is he afraid to swing on the vines? The third to last question were considered to be difficult for Wei, and these questions worried Wei. He was afraid that the apes would discover his facade if they kept asking him difficult questions. And the first part of the story is about Wei wandering deep into the forest in search of wild mushrooms. Wei fell asleep and the apes found him and mistook him as their king. Wei couldn't do anything, and they took him into to an ancient abandoned palace overgrown with vines. The apes worshipped Wei and gave him many goods, such as a golden crown, diamond ring, and golden goblet. The middle part of the story is Wei playing along as the king of the apes. Over time, Wei learned the language of the apes and was able to answer wisely the question from the apes. But as time went by, the apes gave him difficult questions, and Wei decided to end his facade by running away from the apes. Wei took as much gold as he could carry and ran out of the forest. Wei reached home safely, met his wife, Mei, and they became rich. Then the last part of the story is Jin, Wei's neighbor, asking Wei how Wei became rich. Wei told Jin about the apes, and Jin went to the forest. Jin tried to do what Wei did, but the apes didn't fall for it. The apes attacked Jin with twigs and rotten food, and Jin ran away empty-handed. Then the last story, it had a third note with 7 keywords. The title of the story is The Fairy Serpent. The first keyword is the merchant, a silk merchant living in a village beneath green mountains. He had 3 daughters. The merchant returned home from his business with wildflower that he had picked from the forest and gave it to his daughter. He loved his daughter and could not give away his daughter for anything. And then the serpent, a great fairy serpent with shimmering gold and green scales. The serpent asked the merchant to give one of his daughter as the serpent's bride, or the serpent won't let the merchant go. Despite the serpent's offer, the serpent was a kind and gentle being toward the bride. Then there's Lan, the main character of the story. Lan is the youngest daughter of the merchant. She sacrificed herself to save her father by becoming the serpent's bride. She loved her father and her sisters. Then there's the sister of Lan, or the daughter of the merchants. The oldest and the middle daughter refused to be the serpent's bride. The two also loved their father and Lan. They wept when Lan left to become the serpent's bride. Then there's the wasp, the serpent's minion. They went to the merchant's house and demanded for one of the daughters to go and be the serpent's bride. Then there's the prince, the true form of the serpent, a tall and graceful man wearing fine robes. He was cursed by a spell to be a serpent, and only by the gentle heart of Lan that he could finally be freed by the spell. Then the last keyword is the Lady of the Forest Palace. This is the title that was given to Lan from the prince. And the first part of the story is the merchant meeting with the serpent. The merchant was trying to find flowers for his daughter, went deep among the trees, trespasses the serpent's garden, and was given an offer by the serpent. The offer was to give away one of the merchant's daughter to be the serpent's bride, or the serpent will not let him go. The merchant obliged with a heavy heart. He went home and grew pale. The daughters were worried about their father's well-being and asked what troubled him. Only the youngest daughter, Lan, accepted the serpent's offer. The middle part of the story is about Lan and her resolve. The serpent waited for the merchant and sent out the wasp to visit the merchant. The wasp went to the merchant's house and demanded one of the daughters to be the serpent's bride. Knowing that the wasp will not leave them be and the serpents could not wait any longer, Lan decided to leave her family and follow the wasp. Guided by the wasp, the serpent finally met Lan, and it turned out that the serpent was a gentle and kind being. The serpent provided Lan with anything that was good, and their life became peaceful. And the last part of the story, the serpent's true form. Lan missed her father and sister and went back to visit them. On her return to the serpent, the forest grew dark and twisted. The serpent's palace was silent, and Lan could not find the serpent. Lan finally found the serpent lying colorless and motionless in the serpent's garden. Lan carried the serpent to the palace, ran out of the woods to fill a jar with a moonlit stream, and hurried back. She wept while pouring the jar, and her tears flew to the serpents. The serpent's scales began to glow, and the serpent transformed into a prince. The prince was thankful to Lan for her gentle heart, and it broke the serpent's curse. The prince offered Lan to stay with him as the lady of the forest palace, and Lan agreed.